All right, guys, we got a banger of a collection here. Small, but efficient. All right, guys, we have a mammoth collection, not by quantity, but quality. These are my favorite collections to purchase. You spend a little bit more per book, but it's all bangers. Everything is good, just about. Everything is great. Before we get into it, because we are going to get into this, if you haven't already, hit that subscription button, like the comment, all that, blah, 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 blah. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Thank you. I can't stress it enough. I try to thank you as much as I can, as often as I can. Thank you for watching these videos. So we are going to scan through some of these boxes. You're going to see me flip through some of these boxes. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the raw keys. We're going to talk about graded keys. And I can't talk about what I spent on the collection, but I will give you a breakdown of why this was the most expensive collection I've ever purchased. All right, guys, so here is this collection. It's literally 4 slab boxes, and then there's 2 more slab boxes, and then there's 3 regular short boxes, and then 1 long box. So we're going to go through a lot of this, but I do want to flip through it just because I know a lot of you guys like flipping through these. So here, we'll do a box of slabs, 15, X Factor 1 and a 9.8. That's a cool book. X-Men Omega #1. Look at this sketch. This is really cool. That is a sketch. Johnny Desjardins. I remember Eric Desjardins. He played for the Philadelphia Flyers. Longshot #1, which is the first appearance of Longshot. Nice book. X-Men 1, X-Men 1, both 9.8s. Look at this. Miss Marvel #9. Not a major key, but it's a 9.6 white pages signed by Claremont. Pretty cool. First appearance of Deathbird. Gambit #3 and a 9.8, and Gambit #4. I think this was like a 4-issue miniseries. Here's 1, signed by Klaus Janson and Lee Weeks. Oh, there you go. So that's cool. Look, I like the black signature on the gold, and the gold signature kind of disappears, unfortunately. But I like the black on the gold. Gambit #2. So there's like that little miniseries, and then X-Men 1 and a 9.8, another one and a 9.8. Oh, Alpha #1 and a 9.8 goes with Omega. Excalibur. This is some 90s, screaming of the 90s. X Factor. This was that Fatal Attraction run, signed by Scott Lobdell. And then everyone knows this book. If you collected comics in the 90s, you had this. This is dual signed Larry Hama and Adam Kubert. So there's that. Let's slide over. So that's a box of slabs. We're not going to go through all these slabs. I will obviously be talking about a lot of the keys after this, but I do want to do some flipping here. X-Men 95. Let me see what we have here. X-Men 95. 2 X-Men 95s, a 100. There is no 94 or 101 in this collection, but it does have like some nice bronze stuff. 109, 109. And we have 70, 71, 73, 74. You know, there's little holes in the X-Men run here. 83, 85, 89, 91, 98. So now we jumped back to the nice bronze stuff. 99. No, well, we already had 100. No 101, but then we jumped to 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120. We got the Alpha Flight and 121. Nice stuff. 23, 24, 125. I always liked that cover. 126, 127, 128. There's the first Dazzler. Nice book. She's getting hot. 131, 132, 133, 138. We do jump a little bit, but we do have a lot of X-Men slabs in here. 139, 148, 149, 150, 151, 152, 153, 155, 157. I've always liked this one too. Looked like it was sent in for a CGC pre-screen or something. 158, 159, 162. So it does jump around. There are a little bit of holes here or there, but a lot of the bigger keys are in here. This nice little bronze. We're kind of in the Copper Age now. We just went to the Copper Age. There's the first Forge. Some nice X-Men stuff. So maybe I'll go through like one more box real quick. All right, so we'll go through one of these other slab ones. We have Infinity Gauntlet 1, signed by Starlin and Perez in a 9.8. Awesome book. I like the gold, the silver, and the black on the gauntlet. I like that. Infinity Gauntlet 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll tell you, to hit the 9.8 on the 5, because that's a good one, and obviously number 1, not too shabby. X Factor 5, this is the Apocalypse cameo, signed by Ron Frenz in a 9.6 white pager. New Mutants 87, this is signed by McFarlane. This is signed by Louise Simonson, and that's it, 2 SIGs. Like the SIG play, I like the blue. Todd McFarlane. So that's an awesome one. That was the first cable. Here's the first full Apocalypse. Look at the signatures. Louise Simonson, Bob McLeod, Joe Rubenstein, Ron Frenz. Quad signature, first Apocalypse. Really cool. It would have been cool if they signed on all 4 sides. Miss Marvel 17. Showing a little shoulder there. Here we go. Miss Marvel 18, first full appearance of Mystique. Great book. In an 8.5. Miss Marvel 16. This is the Mystique cameo in a 9.4. X-Men 137. Death of Phoenix. This is in a 9.8. Days of Future Past. X-Men 129. We know about this one. Hellfire Club. We got the first Kitty Pryde, White Queen, Sebastian Shaw. This is the first Weapon Alpha becomes Guardian. We know this. This is a great book. Number 12, Secret Wars 12, Secret Wars 5, Secret Wars 2, all 9.8s. FF 44 and a 7.0, ASM 46 and a 4.5, that's the first Shocker. And then an X-Men 22 and a 7.0. So that's going to be it for the flipping, but we're going to go through all the keys, all the slabs that you didn't see that were big keys, as well as raw books. All right, so you guys just saw a batch of stuff, but you didn't see the best. I've got the list here, got some raw stuff, got some graded stuff. We're going to go over all of it. And at the end of the video too, we can't talk price, but we can talk about why this was the most expensive collection I've ever purchased. I break that down in a little bit. First, let's get into the raw books. And what I wanted to let you know too, out of all the raw books that we're going to talk about, we're going to go over the slabs next. Maybe 6 to 12 are going to CGC. That's it. Most of the good stuff from this collection was already graded if it was worth getting graded, which basically anything mid to high grade of anything of significant value. So blah, 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 blah. Let's get into the raw major keys from here. Not a whole lot, but worth talking about. Again, the best stuff was graded. The only DC book. We're going to go right off the rip. This was Aquaman 29. This is the first appearance of Ocean Master. This one's not heading off to CGC. Which, by the way, I think Ocean Master is going to be in the second Aquaman movie. I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure, though, which can spike this book a little bit for DC. You know, they got to get their act together a little bit. Next up, Amazing Adventures 11, the first Beast, Furry Beast. First Furry Beast. He's gray. Nice book, nice grade. The next one is a banger, and I do mean a big-time book. The person who owned this collection had this book in a 9.0, cracked it open with every intention to get it clean, pressed, and graded because I looked at it, there is room for a bump. This is Iron Fist 14. It was a 9.0 without a clean and a press, so I'm hoping even a 9.2 to a 9.4 bump would be absolutely huge. Moving on, the next one is probably also going to CGC. You've probably seen this book before. This is Amazing Spider-Man 300. First appearance of Venom. Yes, no, maybe, probably. I think you've seen it. Next up, a book that used to be like a $10 to $20 book, now going crazy. This is G.I. Joe #1. I'm on the fence about sending this one to CGC. I have to take a closer look at it. I wanted a 9.0 or better, 9.2 or better if I wanted to get this one encapsulated. Next up, this is not going to CGC, kind of a low grade, mid-grade. I shouldn't say low. This is mid-grade. This is Amazing Spider-Man 194, first appearance of Black Cat. Next up, a book you've seen on this channel 1,000 times. I even did a CGC unboxing specifically to this book because I sent out a bunch. This is She-Hulk #1. Now, that's it for raw stuff other than X-Men. We're going to get into X-Men next because this was an X-Men collector. He loved X-Men, and you're going to see you're going to see here. Again, these are just the raw books. We are getting into the slabs next. First up, X-Men number 2. Great grade. I'm on the fence about sending this one into CGC. This is literally the second appearance of the X-Men. I have an X-Men number 1, now the X-Men number 2. We'll see. I haven't decided. It's really nice grade on this book. X-Men number 6. This is Namor's appearance in the X-Men run. Great cover. Anything Namor right now is hot, hot, hot. Submariner coming in Black Panther number 2. Moving on to a bit of a speculation book. There were 2 copies in this collection, one better than the other. This is X-Men number 10, First Khazar. Next up, the staple of X-Men collectors. You need this book. This is X-Men number 14. This is first appearance of the Sentinels. I feel like we've talked about these books so often, but we're gonna keep talking about it because they were in this collection. All right, next 2 books. This is X-Men number 49. This is the first appearance of Polaris. But again, when you have 49, you usually have 50 right after. This cover gets all the love, but you know, it is a great cover. In my opinion, it is better than 49, but hey, this is Polaris on the cover here. Moving on to a bit of another speculation book, kind of matches up with number 10, but this is number 60, first appearance of Sauron. Now we jump a little bit. Very important to talk about, though. He had most of the reprints through, like, what is it, issue 62, 63 through 93 of X-Men. A lot of the run of X-Men from issues like 2 through like 300, but we'll get into some of that stuff later. Next up is number 96. Thinking about sending this one out again because it looks like it can hit a 9.0 or better. I believe this is the first Moira McTaggart. And then we're going to jump again. 2 books that have been getting hot, hot, hot. This is X-Men 120, first cameo appearance of Alpha Flight. And usually when you find 120, what comes after that? 121. That is the first full Alpha Flight. And now one more raw book to talk about. He had 3 of them. 2 of them are going off to CGC. They're right here, and they're both direct. But the 3rd copy was a newsstand, which is X-Men 221. First appearance of Mr. Sinister. We all know how hot this book is. Crazy, crazy, crazy hot. Now, with that, let's get into all the slabs that are worth noting that you guys haven't seen already from flipping through. All right, and we are actually going to stick with X-Men here. And remember, at the end of this video, we are going to talk about why I paid so much. We're going to start with X-Men number 5. This is the 3rd appearance of Magneto and the 2nd Brotherhood of Evil, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Toad, all of them. The next book's a banger. Maybe a bit of a sleeper book, a bit of a spec book. I mean, it's always been a little bit pricey. This is X-Men number 9. This is actually the first X-Men and Avengers meetup in the X-Men run, I believe, ever. This is their first time together. So we know the X-Men are coming to the MCU. We already have the Avengers. It'd be kind of interesting to see how this book does when things start really rolling with the X-Men. And usually when you have X-Men 14, which we talked about, first appearance of the Sentinels, this one goes with it. This is X-Men number 12, first appearance of the Juggernaut. Fantastic grade. Look at that grade. It's the highest graded Juggernaut I've ever owned. So really happy about that. A few more X-Men books. How about this one? X-Men number 266, first appearance of Gambit, signed by Chris Claremont, signed by Jim Lee, signed by Stan Lee. This is a triple signed book. Beautiful, beautiful. And what's awesome to go with this? X-Men Annual number 14. This is the Gambit cameo. Some people say it's his first full appearance. Some people say it's his cameo. Regardless, this one's signed by Arthur Adams and Chris Claremont. Awesome books. Great, great, great grades on these. Let's swing in. Let's do some Spidey. Let's do some Spidey next. A little bit out of order here, but let's start with Amazing Spider-Man 252. Look at that old label, the original. Look at that bad boy. I don't know if it's original. I think original was red, but look at that. This is actually in a 9.6. This is the first appearance of the black suit. I believe it's tied with Marvel Team Up. Is it 141? Something like that. But this one gets all the love because of the awesome cover. Next up, a banger. A bunch of bangers on this one. Secret Wars number 8, dual signed, BD, Zek. We all know this. This is the origin of the black suit. Awesome cover. Great SIGs on this one. Moving on, Amazing Spider-Man 361, first appearance of Carnage with that label. That's gone. You can't get that label anymore. And the next 3 books all signed. All signed by Michelini. So first, ASM 298. This is the first McFarlane on Spidey. This is the first Eddie Brock cameo. This is signed by Michelini. With that is 299. This is Venom cameo. This is signed by Michelini. We already saw the 300 in Raw. Now 301. Also signed by Michelini. Now we're going to get into, I've got one more, and then we go into the slam dunks, because I'm sure you're asking yourself, why did you spend so much money on this collection? We're going to get there. So first up, Avengers Annual number 10. This is that first Rogue. This is dual signed by Golden and Claremont. And now these last 6 books. These last 6 books make up the majority of this collection in value. Let's just start with the Fantastic Four, that trilogy, man. We've got Fantastic Four 48, Fantastic Four 49, and Fantastic Four 50. Look at the grades on those. We know these are huge monster books. We know they are crazy expensive and only going up. We get whispers or hints. Watch out for the Eternals movie, you guys, because if we start getting hints on Galactus, forget it. These things are going to be in another stratosphere. 3 other ones. Here's another one. We've seen this book absolutely peak. It's coming back down, maybe getting a little love right now. This is Silver Surfer number 3, first appearance of Mephisto. 2 books left. I love these books. One of the recent collections actually had one of these in it. This is Giant Size X-Men number 1. Check out the grade, 8.5, looking fantastic. First Nightcrawler, first Colossus, first Storm, second Wolverine, first Thunderbird. Awesome, hard to get in high grade, white cover, square bound, awesome book. And one last book to talk about before we get into a real breakdown of this collection. Incredible Hulk, 181. Fantastic. The only one I have right now in my collection or inventory, whatever you want to say. It's my only one. So I was excited to grab one of those. Now, that you just saw the real meat and potatoes of this collection. You also saw me flip through a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to give you a breakdown on, again, why I love this collection. Now, first off, I definitely paid more than I wanted to. And I'm sorry we can't get into pricing, but we're just not going to. I paid much more than I wanted to, but there's a few reasons. One big reason is this was a guy from Instagram, somebody that I've dealt with in the past, somebody I've met at conventions, somebody I've talked to a numerous amount of times. So it was going to a friend. So the money went over what I wanted to. But that's besides the point, because the collection was great. So here we go. There was such a minimum amount of filler junk. There was less than 2 short boxes of bulked junk, the stuff I bulk out. Less than 2 short boxes. There was only 1 short box of bulked out major titles. So less than 3 short boxes total getting bulked out for pennies on the dollar. That's awesome. That's a big reason why I like this collection. That's one. Next, the majority of this stuff was Mylard. Mylard. Everything. Even some of these books that are going to be bulked out. I'm not going to lie to you. I took the books out of the Mylar because I'm like, this stuff's hard to get right now. I'm going to put that aside, use it on the keys, use it on the big books, and just get rid of these in bulk without a bag or a board. I mean, crazy. Now, with that minimum amount of stuff being bulked out, I was able to break down 1 long box and 1 short box of silver bronze fillers. This is box stock for conventions, major and minor keys, like a first Sauron we talked about, first Omega Red, first Archangel, first Infinity Gauntlet, stuff like that. Those books that range from like the $10 to $50 range, a significant amount of those. The amount of silver and bronze X-Men was staggering, crazy. So again, efficient, small, efficient collection. Major keys, minor keys, great fillers. Also pulled out one short box of like miniseries, like Batman Long Halloween or Maximum Carnage, stuff like that. But the cream of the crop, on top of everything we did talk about, all the keys, all that stuff, right? Besides all of that, a total of 87 graded books with only 6 to 10, maybe 6 to 12 books going to CGC, which means I don't have to invest more money in this. Extremely minimal investment back into this collection. You've heard me talk about that. How much money we spend on CGC to get some of these things graded. Do I have to? Absolutely not. Of course not. Do I want to? Yes, I like doing it. I like getting the books graded. So, you factor all that in, and I paid over twice of more than what I've ever spent on a collection. Granted, the market's at an all-time high, so that's part of that. And just all these factors we just went over. Crazy. It was a good one. I'm excited about this. I'm actually excited to get all these books priced out and into the box stock because it was a perfect collection to like take care of the stuff that I'm missing for the box stock. So it was great. So all that stuff factored in together, and it just worked out. It really worked out well. So that's it. I'd love to hear in the comments. Again, I apologize. We're not going to talk pricing on this one, but it was a big one. It was a lot of slabs. Again, 87 slabs, all CGC, mostly X-Men, but you saw a lot of it. I showed you a lot of it. So thank you guys so much. I know this was a long video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep it comics.